What is up, faithful? Today we're going to be talking about all the receivers that could realistically end up on the team, the ones who are not definitely going to end up on the team, and Jauan Jennings, chances are he's not going to end up on this team. Like, his asking price too high, and whether he is able to drop what he is asking in order to be on the team, I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen. So I think realistically he's gone. I know A.J. Brown's been thrown out there a little bit, and I don't think he's going to end up on the Niners either. Like, I know some fans probably would hope that he would, but I don't think he will. The Eagles won't trade him to another NFC West opponent, especially one that they've met in the playoffs multiple times in the last few years. So A.J. Brown, that's not a realistic. Let's check down here. Josh Downs, could be. The Colts and the 49ers have had some trade history in the past, so that could be something that they might look to. You know, if the trade is right, they could go, and he's not exactly a big cap hit. So it might fit. It just depends on the 49ers, because, you know, the receivers that we have, we don't need more receivers that are built like that. And most of them are really slow. They run routes well and they block well, but they're not much threat. Like, you're not going to sit there and double cover one and be like, yeah, that's definitely going to sit there. And if we take him out of the offense, it's going to, you know, you need somebody like a Calvin Johnson type, like somebody who is tall, fast, can go up for jump balls and come down with them. Somebody that's going to warrant having a safety on his side of the field wherever he's at. And right now we don't have that. Jordan Addison, I've heard his name thrown out there. No. That dude's got more off-field issues than I know what to deal with, and I can't even track all the off-field issues this dude has had. So, given the culture that the team has, they're not gonna. That's a non-negotiable. They've already had that issue with the linebacker they drafted when they first came in. They've had issues with players before who have had off-field issues. Ayuk is the recent one. They're not going to sit there and try a reclamation project like Jordan Addison and bring him in and send off draft picks. At that point, you're just, okay, I would much rather just take a receiver in the draft and save the draft picks and also the damn headache. So Jordan Addison is probably not going to end up on the Niners. That rumor is, people throw that out there every damn year. There's always big name receivers they throw out there that we could do. It's like, no, that's not the way the Niners work. They're not going to go after big name receivers. They never have, and they never will. That's just the way that they build teams. And I mean, it might be a little different this year, but I don't think that they're going to sit there and focus heavily on bringing in big name receivers. And I don't think that they're going to end up making a huge splash in terms of receivers. So that is one thing that we also kind of need to realistically kind of get out of our heads, is that they're going to spend $20 to $25 million on a receiver. No. They just got done with Ayuk. They just kicked his ass off of our books. And I don't think that's going to happen. So, let's see. Let me check my notes here. So, potential free agents are Alec Pierce from the Indianapolis Colts. Jauan Jennings, we all know already. He's probably not gonna. Again, I've already addressed him. Romeo Doubs. These are just potential. It also could change based on their respective teams signing them to extended contracts. So we'll have to wait for the free agency to hit and teams and for the playoffs to finish. Mike Evans from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but that dude is, I don't know, like, could be like a short-term receiver one, but I think his asking price probably be in between 18 to 22 million, and for a 1-year rental, that's a lot to ask. I wouldn't be paying 18 to 20 million anywhere. I wouldn't pay that, not for a 1-year rental. Like, I would expect a whole lot less. Either that, or if you're going to pay in between 18 and 22 million, then the contract should be heavily incentivized. Another name that I've heard, George Pickens. No. I don't think that's going to be a realistic. Realistically, I don't think that's going to happen. Again, he would likely ask for around 30 million, and the Niners again just got out of a situation with Ayuk and paying him about 30 million a year. So no, they're not going to pay another receiver 30 million a year, especially when you can get cheaper options in the draft or find cheaper options in free agency. You know, it's not exactly in the best interest of the team to go after somebody just because he has a big name. And yeah, he might have production, but, you know, you also have to take into account the offensive system. And I don't know if George Pickens, sorry. I don't know if Pickens really fits what the 49ers are doing offensively. And plus, there's no real credible sources that are linked to George Pickens being a potential target in free agency by the 49ers. I know the only one that I'm seeing right now is Juwan Jennings and Matt Miyoko and Jennifer Lee Chan have both reported that the 49ers want to keep him in building, but only if the price is right. So that's another one. That's one that we can possibly look to. Maybe Romeo Doubs from the Green Bay Packers, maybe. But I don't know if he moves the needle enough. He's more of like a receiver 2, 3 at this point. Like, he's not exactly a primary receiver. That's my daughter. She's saying hi to everyone. So leave a comment and say hi in the comment section. She likes football too. She watches every Sunday with us. She also doesn't like the Rams either. You know, fuck the Rams and the Seahawks. They can kiss my ass too. I don't like them either. Justin Jefferson, that's not gonna happen. That's another off-season freaking rumors that pop up on freaking goddamn X. So yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Let's see. I know Tim Kawakami has mentioned Justin Jefferson, but then he's been mentioning it more as the 49ers need to make a serious splash in terms of receivers to really move the needle, but I don't think the team is going to do that. DJ Moore, not realistic. Price is too high, and he's still under contract for the Bears for until I think 2027. So there's not going to freaking... I wouldn't trade a third round for him. Like, especially if he's not going to be on the team long term. Like, in terms of a receiving core, I'm looking for something long term, somebody who can be on the team for a relatively long time and not have a whole lot of not have a huge freaking tag to him, because you don't want to be investing like more than 40% of your cap space into 2 players. Like, we already got like a massive amount going into Bosa, Williams, and Kittle, Fred Warner. Like, and then you add a big name receiver to that, and then you're only limiting what you can do with the rest of the team. You know what I mean? And the defense has a lot of holes. The defense needs to be corrected. It performed a hell of a lot better than what most of us thought it was going to perform, but overall, like, defensive tackles need to be improved. We need to get linebackers. I would prefer that we bring back Eric Kendricks. I think that would be a freaking, I've mentioned that before. I think that would be better. The secondary definitely needs help, like safety wise. I think we got some safeties in there that are decent, but you know, the ceiling level in terms of talent is not there. And at some point in time, you need to just like realistically see which players are not going to pan out and then draft a replacement. Offensive line is definitely another one that needs to be fixed, because you don't want freaking Brock and CMC running around trying to freaking find a space to run in, or hell, even freaking goddamn Brock Purdy running for his damn life. You know, you need to address the offensive line, and you cannot afford to pay a receiver $25 to $35 million when you can get a cheaper option that might be sitting in between 10 and 20 million, and you're able to use the remainder of that cap space to draft better linemen, to bring in more veterans that can help the offense, especially on the line. I don't know if they'll bring in anybody in terms of offensive line from the free agency. We'll have to wait and see. I think they're going to go more for the draft and bring in younger, more higher talent ceiling level players. So, you know, that's just my opinion on that. I know another one, Tyreek Hill. No. Hell would freeze over long before Tyreek Hill ends up in a freaking 49ers uniform. Plus, he's under contract through 2027, and he's due $36 million in 2026. So, no. Hell no. Not paying $36 million, not even for Tyreek Hill. I mean, he'd probably outrun the freaking... He'd probably... Like, Brock would literally have to say hike and toss the ball, and then hope that freaking the ball makes it far enough before Tyreek Hill outruns the damn ball. So, I don't think that's going to happen. I know Keon Coleman was looked at as a potential target by the 49ers, but I don't think that's realistic. A potential trade target. I don't think the Bills are going to let him go. Like, that's me. I don't think the Bills... I think the Bills' asking price, if they were to even entertain that, it's similar to what the Niners would be. Niners do, is that their asking price is so high that nobody's going to pay it anyway. And you would literally have to, like, send a fortune for a player that ain't worth the amount that you're paying for. So it's the point, is that they want to keep him, but they're also entertaining the option of trading him. But the price that they're asking is going to be extremely high. Like, that's going to be a freaking ransom. Like, at that point, you should probably be investigated for some shit on that one. Like, you need to go to a jail if you're trying to rob somebody like that. But I think Deebo Samuel is going to be a free agent this year, but I don't think he's coming back. I mean, well, maybe if he's a cheaper option. Maybe if he negotiates a cheaper deal, they might bring him back. But I think bridges have been burnt on that one. I don't think he's coming back. At least I don't think the team is going to bring him back. I think they've moved on in terms of having him on the team and those receivers. Let's see. I know Rashid Shaheed has been mentioned. He's going to be a free agent here in 2026. There's no one credible is actually talking about it yet. But the 49ers also don't leak a whole lot, which is the reason why I keep saying that Larry Krueger and freaking Grant Cohn, they don't have sources within the team that are saying anything about trades for Jordan Addison. Like, the team doesn't leak. And it's like most of us who have been paying attention to the team long enough while Kyle and John have been there, a lot of the trades that have happened have come last minute and people have learned about it literally as it happens. And hell, even the players don't know about it until that day that they're traded. DeForest Buckner being one. That literally caught everybody off guard because nobody was expecting him to be traded. He didn't even freaking know he was going to be traded until he got traded. So the 49ers, they don't leak. So when you hear Grant Cohn talking about freaking sources close to the damn team that, you know, they might be looking to trade for Jordan Addison, you're falling for clickbait. He literally does that for clickbait. I'm sorry. I don't like him. I've not liked him for a hot freaking minute now. I think that dude's a freaking clown. Krueger can sometimes be decent, but I think he also likes to do a lot of clickbait too. But that's my opinion. I think he also is he is pretty honest about what his opinion, which is why I can be I like him a little bit more than than I do Grant Cohn. But I think, like, realistically, and I'm gonna say the name that I was talking about. I think let's see. Let me get my notes up here, because there was a receiver in this year's draft that I actually really, really liked. Let's see. Just trying to find the name. There we go. The one that I'm actually really high on right now is Chris Brazzell II out of Tennessee. That is who I'm hoping that we freaking go after. He's 6'5", 200 pounds. He's kind of lanky, not exactly the biggest receiver. You know, he could probably look to add maybe 15 pounds of muscle, or at least 15 pounds, to be able to take some hits in the NFL. But I think in Kyle Shanahan's system, I think Chris Brazzell would really excel, especially at that X receiver spot, because a dude at 6'5", 200 pounds, still, like I said, he needs to gain some weight, but at 6'5", that warrants a safety on his side. Wherever he's at, he's going to drag the coverage over to his side. You're not leaving him one-on-one with any of the DBs in the NFC West or any DB in general, especially considering the average height of a DB is like I think was it between 5'9" and 6 feet. So on average, you're probably looking at the lowest he's 5 inches taller than the tallest DB, or at least 4 inches, and then he towers over most DBs on average. So you're not leaving him by himself on man-to-man coverage. You're just not. And the potential that has for the 49ers offense is that it then puts George Kittle one-on-one with a linebacker. It spreads the safeties out. Now you only have one safety that can watch the rest of the receivers. And Ricky Pearsall is one-on-one. our third receiver 3, whoever that is, we've got a bunch of freaking options, and depending on who we sign in free agency, whoever the receiver 3 is on single coverage, and you're then not having Brock getting his ass blitzed, because you're not going to sit there and blitz a quarterback and place that dude on man coverage, especially if Brock is running around and can get away from your blitz and can move and knows where these receivers are at, especially if they're on man coverage like Ricky Pearsall. As long as his ass can stay healthy, we've all been seeing his damn Twitter. He better keep that same attitude and same fire going into this season, because yeah, my daughter's saying the same thing. She doesn't give a crap about your X account and what you're posting. She wants your ass to stay healthy and stop bitching about your knee. But I know another one that there's 2 more that are pretty, in terms of height wise, that are, I think, pretty good fits. Is Malachi Fields he was at Virginia / Notre Dame, went to 2 different colleges, and Jacoby Lane from USC is 6'4", 200 pounds. I think Malachi Fields is kind of, I haven't done too much homework on him yet. I've been doing mostly my homework on the ones that I've already done my draft and stuff on, and I've been kind of doing a little bit more in depth in terms of the ones that I've been targeting so far. But I am going to look into more on Jacoby Lane and Malachi Fields, because we do need a receiver. But it also depends on where they go in the draft. And right now, I think Chris Brazzell, if the draft goes the way I think it will, then Chris Brazzell should fall to us, or at least be there by the time our second round pick hits. And I really think that Chris Brazzell might really open up this offense, because what we're missing at receiver is, it's not just speed. Speed isn't the only thing that we're missing. We're missing a receiver that is a clear threat. Back in the day, we had freaking Jerry Rice. You weren't leaving Jerry Rice one-on-one with any DB. He had a safety on him. And unless you're going to freaking Deion Sanders, and maybe Deion Sanders would be a one-on-one with him, but there was only a handful of freaking DBs in the NFL at the time Jerry Rice was playing that you're literally going to leave him on there. So, T.O. is another one. Randy Moss. You look at these type of receivers, right? These receivers had the height. They had the speed to be able to get the job done and to be able to win one-on-one. And you couldn't leave them in in single coverage. Just couldn't. So, I hope this helps all of you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, because I really want to see the comments out there. I will get more players, like rookies out there, that I think that we're possibly going to go. I'm not going to do the whole dang draft. I know some people do the whole dang draft, but I'll get my research done and get some more players out there on who I think we are going to go for. Not who I personally would go for, but who I think best fits this team, the culture, and how the team drafts. So I hope you guys are all having a wonderful, wonderful day. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend. And again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And stay faithful, guys.